It's draft month now, and we're going to take a look at the Packers' short and long-term needs on offense coming into the 2026 NFL Draft. We've got that next on today's episode of the Daily Packers Post. I'm Gil Martin. Welcome to the Daily Packers Post, where we bring you in-depth videos on your Green Bay Packers. We have new episodes dropping every day, Monday through Friday. So hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And visit our website at thepackerspost.com for in-depth articles on your Green Bay Packers. Today, we're going to go to offense position by position and break down the short and long-term needs of the Packers. Short-term needs are needs for this year. Long-term is for 2027 and beyond. And we're going to take a look first at quarterback. The short-term need is moderately high, but that's for a backup. Jordan Love now going to be the fourth year that he's been the starter. He stayed healthy in 2025, which definitely helped take his game to another level. He had 23 touchdown passes, only 6 interceptions, and had a career-high quarterback rating of 101.2. The Packers are still hoping he'll take his leadership skills to another level. He did take a step forward last year, but some comeback last-minute wins would certainly be big, and maybe some clutch wins. Now, he did put the team in position to win a lot of games like that this season, but the defense was often, or special teams, were unable to finish those games out. But the need right now is at backup. Malik Willis, now a Miami Dolphin, so you have Desmond Ridder and Kyle McCord as the only two backup quarterbacks on the roster. And the Packers may not be satisfied with that. So unless they add a backup via trade, and there have been some rumors to that effect, the need for a backup is fairly high. Long-term, though, the need is moderately low. Love should be the starter for the foreseeable future, and if they can fill that need for a backup for a year or two, Packers unlikely to need more help at backup quarterback. At running back, the short-term need is moderate. You have Josh Jacobs back, although he struggled with injuries last year, gained exactly 400 yards fewer than he did in 2024, 929 yards this year. He continued to play well, but the offensive line's run blocking was poor at times. And, Jacobs hopefully will be healthy and be back in 2026. The number 2 running back last year, Emmanuel Wilson, he is no longer a Packer. Chris Brooks was re-signed. He's now second on the depth chart. And then you have Marshawn Lloyd, who's on the roster, but after playing just one game total in 2 seasons, you can't count on Lloyd. So the short-term need, you need some more depth at backup and somebody in case Josh Jacobs gets hurt. But the long-term need is high. Jacobs is 28. That's the age running backs tend to slow down. He also has a very high cap hit for 2027, so the Packers could move on from him in a year. And they need to start developing an eventual replacement. So a reliable backup for the short term and someone who could be the heir apparent for the long term is definitely needed. Wide receiver, the short-term need is moderately low, even with the departure of Romeo Doubs. You've got Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Dontavian Wicks, and Savion Williams on the depth chart. Bo Melton still on the roster as well. Yeah, he's officially been moved to cornerback, but he took no snaps last year at corner and did take some snaps at wide receiver. So unless any of these players gets traded, there is not a big short-term need at the position. But long-term, the need is high because the only 2 players under contract for 2027 are Matthew Golden and Savion Williams. Watson, Reed, and Wicks are all in the last years of their contracts. The Packers, maybe they'll keep 1, possibly 2, but no way 3. So you got to add a wide receiver or 2, whether it's in this year's draft or the 2027 draft. And these players don't need to play a big role right away, but by 2027, you're going to need them to possibly be significant contributors. Tight end, the short-term need is moderately low. You have both Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave under contract for this year. Both of them in the last year of their contracts, though. Kraft, if he's healthy, one of the best tight ends in the league, but he is rehabbing from a season-ending knee injury. He's a Pro Bowl caliber player if he's healthy. Musgrave knows how to stretch the field, has a different skill set than Kraft, but the coaching staff hasn't utilized him as well as they could, and he just hasn't been as consistent as we'd like him to be. There is some depth, although you could probably use short-term a run-blocking tight end, but long-term, the need is moderately high with both Kraft and Musgrave in the final years of their contracts. You probably re-sign one. I know Kraft is the priority, but then you'll need another significant backup. You could do that in this year's draft. Maybe you wait until 2027. And then the offensive line, the short-term need is moderately high. The starters are pretty much set, even without Rasheed Walker and Elton Jenkins, who are both former Packers. You have Jordan Morgan at left tackle, Aaron Banks at left guard, Sean Ryan at center, Anthony Belton at right guard, Zach Tom at right tackle. The big concern is depth. Darian Kennard is the only experienced backup tackle. Jacob Monk is the closest the Packers have to an experienced interior offensive line backup. Ultimately, you need depth right away for this team. And if injuries were to hit any of the starters, the Packers could be in some trouble unless they fortify the position. The long-term need is moderately high, even though these players are all under contract for the foreseeable future. You may look for an upgrade at center or at guard or just to add depth. So, again, this is a position that you have your starters, but long-term, not so sure that the answers are there. So, those are our lists. Tell us what you think about that, whether you agree, disagree. What do you think the big short-term and long-term needs are for the team? Visit our website at thepackerspost.com for in-depth articles on the Packers. Also, here on YouTube, hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode of the Daily Packers Post. I'm Gil Martin. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe. And, of course, go Pack Go.